Danny Gaffone for Pro Boxing fans, delighted to join in Sheffield. Sonny Edwards, Sonny, you're here. Management capacity, your man Ed Hardy doing the business, stealing the show. Really impressive stoppage. Must be over the moon.
Yeah, made up for him. The commentary team was full of praise, and his promoter was full of praise. His corner was more than happy with his performance. He's showing maturity above his bouts in years, I think. Touching the target, and as soon as the kid made a mistake or he got him in a bad position for his opponent, then he punished him and he hurt him really bad in the end of the first round. The kid was tough enough to still sort of half be there. He got up, he went to the corner, he was, finished in the whole minute. And then he come out and he finished the fight. So exactly how you'd want it to go, really.
Spiteful stuff, as you say. What's the plan going forward? Obviously, Izzy was waxing lyrical, as you would if your fighter put in the performance Ed's just put in. As you alluded to there, it's early stages in terms of bouts and experience. What's the next 12 to 18 months look like for Ed?
Yeah, activity, really. Learning the rounds, maturing as a fighter, maturing as a man, making sure that he's got the right little step-ups as they're coming up, because we're trying to build the rounds. Look, that was his first 6-rounder. He's going to be going on to 8s, probably one more 6, then maybe a couple of 8s. Then, see what fights are out there when stepping up to the 10s, because you need the experience. You need to understand what the slightly harder fights are getting, and the rounds are getting harder as well to really mature. And if he continues the way he's doing now, controlling the range, making a miss, keep touching the target, punishing them when they make a mistake, he has got all the tools really to go a hell of a long way in the sport. And he's got a good team behind him in Still City Gym. Piers Kudron doing a fantastic job. They've been working for a few years together now. A gym that Ed's been familiar with for 4 or 5 years since we first started sparring and before that. But yeah, really impressed with him, really happy. But look, Izzy loves him, his promoter, and the conversation's quite simple. We're going to get as busy as he can. He's going to push on for the rounds and slightly increase the opposition, but at the same time, we're in no rush with Ed. He turned pro quite young. He's at a weight that's obviously very domestically, quite full up of some good fighters. So look, we'll get him up the ranks. We'll build him, and when he's ready, then he'll be fighting anyone.
How are you enjoying life outside of the ring, Sonny? Obviously, a couple of months now. Every time I see you being interviewed about your fighters, I see the enthusiasm. How are you finding life watching through the ropes as opposed to being in them?
Yeah, I've always loved this side of the game. Reason why I was doing it during my pro career, I was still in people's corners, I was still managing fighters, still doing commentary. It's like all these sides of the job I really do enjoy. I enjoy speaking boxing. I enjoy trying to connect good people, good fighters with good opportunities, because I've grown through boxing. I've lived here for the last 20 plus years, and so many good fighters fall by the wayside because they don't have the right protection. Their first step in the pros is the wrong one. They're in a rubbish contract with a rubbish manager. 3 years later, they've given up. They don't even think it's possible no more. And the right backing, the right opportunity, the right platform, 3-4 fights, if that, can change your life completely. And look, Ed's just getting started, but look, we're looking to go the whole way of him.
You touched on the commentary there. How was it commentating on Junaid's fight the other week? I think you're always pretty animated on the mic, but I think you were a step above that night.
Yeah, I struggle because a lot of it is actual just knee-jerk reactions, not me actually thinking and then doing this. It's like a big punch lands and I go, oh, it's hard for me. And when my friend's in the ring, and I can't lie, I did think before that fight could be quite difficult, just because I've known Fawaz since I was too young to be a senior. He's been around the amateur circuit. He's been in probably 10 or 12 senior ABAs or something, I would guess. He's genuinely been around for that long, fighting men all around, representing England, winning an ABA title, getting to finals, quarters, semis. Like, he's always been around, and he's always been in tremendous shape, and he's always been very dedicated. So yeah, it was hard for me, and like I said, I don't really like commentating on my friends because I don't go bias, but it's clear who I'm rooting for, you know what I mean? And but at the same time, I'll always comment on the opponent's good work, and our opponent what I think is getting the fighter probably I more want to win in trouble. But it's just harder for me to, especially how quiet it was. I just wanted to shout. I just wanted to, give him some advice, give him some feedback in there, because I know what it feels like when you're in there, and me and Junaid have got a long relationship and a very good one, and I do feel like he benefit sometimes when I do give coaching.
Sticking with the 154s, what's next for Ish Davis? Obviously, he's came away with a big credit in his 2 late notice steps up to world level against Josh Kelly and Sarai Boachuk. I remember the post fights. I don't know if it yourself, but Ish and people around him, look, we want a proper camp, a proper fight. Is there any talks about where we're going to see Ish back in the ring?
Yeah, we've had some conversations, and this is me being genuinely honest. Ish was straight into the conversations the next week. Oh, when am I fighting again? Oh, that show's been announced February, March. I said, Ish, relax. Ish, relax. You've just done 18 hard rounds, proper good level boxing rounds in the space of 3 months. And look, we come away and we didn't get a win from either of those fights, but he's now in a position where people know who he is, genuinely. And Josh Kelly, I thought he was a bit unlucky. I thought the scores were close. I did edge it to Josh, but I thought he nicked the fight. I don't think he won the fight. And if Ish with a bit more experience and a bit more belief in his engine from a 6-day camp, if he started going earlier, I don't think Josh would have been able to keep up with him at all. As soon as Ish did go, it was like there was only one fighter in the ring, in my opinion. And I know it sounded like I was complaining, I thought the ref let Josh get away with a hell of a lot in the last 2 rounds. The whole fight really, smothering, holding, head down, but really in the last 2 rounds it was like he wasn't even trying to fight. And I like Josh, and I like Adam, I like the whole guys down there, so that's no slight on them, just what I see as a fighting man, I guess. But yeah, hopefully I have some more news on Ish, but like I said, weren't in no immediate rush, but now it's getting to the point of getting to the conversations, and yeah, maybe look at maybe something like April, May is most realistic, I think.
Exciting stuff, Sonny. A couple quick ones, I'll let you go. After 2 and a bit years, we finally got Chris Eubank Jr, Conor Benn. It's one that sort of splits opinion, and with some of the people I talk to, it doesn't do much for them. Bit of a novelty fight. I think obviously what's went on with the failed drug test taints a bit of opinion. And then some people, maybe those of a certain generation, love the nostalgia of it. What sort of side of the fence do you sit on?
I love big events in boxing. It doesn't always have to be the most top levelist fight to qualify. If you put a ring on and 70,000 people come to watch, yeah, you deserve credit, because that's not no easy feat. And yeah, they probably got a lot of benefit off their dad's rivalry and that, but that's the hand you are dealt. And I think a lot of respect needs to be paid to Conor for even, he was a 147 fighter, and before that was 140, moved up to 147. And now, he's going up to 160? I think he deserves a lot of praise and credit. I mean, I know obviously with certain things, it's a lot harder for maybe general Joe public to give him that at this stage, but the fact that this fight was ever thought or mentioned, I think was quite ballsy. But maybe at the same time, you're not probably going to get no more. Maybe he genuinely believes he can win it. I just think it's always kind of favoured Chris Eubank with the size, and it's very hard to go against that. And probably, if we look at the level both of them have won at, I would say Chris Eubank's won at a much higher level than Conor has as well. So, but a very interesting fight. The general public know about it. Fight week will come. BBC, ITV will all have their cameras out. They don't really often do that with boxing anymore. So yeah, I think it's great for the sport. I think opportunities for loads of fighters on the undercard, and yeah, a big buzz to look forward to. I'm looking forward to it, I know that.
How big a factor do you think the rehydration clause could play? I think 9.5 pounds. Chris Eubank Jr can't weigh over the morning after.
Well, if he wants to fight for an IBF world title at any stage of his career, he'll have to do the same. So now for him it might be groundbreaking, but it shouldn't be. 5.5 kilos, 5 kilos from the day before just to the weigh-in in the morning at 9 a.m. and then having till 10 o'clock at night to still have more food in your body. No, I don't think it should be too much of an issue. If you ask me, I don't. But I don't know Chris Eubank Jr, how he makes weight. It might be a killer. I just don't really think it will.
Last thing, got to get your thoughts on Sonny. It's been a mad 24 hours, this Canelo, Jake Paul, Terence Crawford debacle. I saw a tweet from, I think it was Adam Catrall, that if Jake and Canelo had materialised, it would have been a bad look for boxing. What were your thoughts on just what's going on over the past 24 hours?
Who, Jake Paul, Canelo? I'd watch it.
Crawford better though, surely.
Yeah, but if Crawford Canelo can't happen, I'd watch it. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, I'd watch. I mean, the numbers for us would be ridiculous.
No, but in the sense of, forget all of that, I would love to see Canelo jump in the ring with Jake Paul, wouldn't you?
Mismatch though.
You say it is.
Do you think Jake could do it?
No, I don't.
That would have been a great title.
No, I don't at all. Not one iota of hope. However, I'd love to find out.
So I'll wrap it up there. Top man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man.